All right, guys, welcome to September 13th pre-recorded Zoom. If you guys recall, on Friday, we recalled both scenarios that could have occurred. One scenario was, I believe we were around here. Yeah, we were around here, right when, during our Zoom on Friday. Our assumption number one was whether or not we were going to assume if this was going to retrace to, give us a really big fall, or if we were just going to have the immediate reaction, we were going to take liquidity, right? Liquidity 0.12, relative equal lows. And we were going to use that as fuel to propel ourselves from the POI that we had shown on Friday. And as you can see, that caused a perfect reaction that led to 2 days momentum. I believe it was a news move. But now, right, that kind of messes up a couple of things, because that is a very, very bullish, reaction, right? We did not meet the bullish invalidation, and we are now reaching into the premiums. So two scenarios. It's one, actually, I'm going to note this point here. Going to note this right here. Right, maybe we could see a dip and then a continuation to the upside, or the other thing that I am kind of referencing right now, the only thing that really stands out to me is this relative area of interest right here, where we did take liquidity and continued lower, internal turbulence point. So this, I'm trying to see if there's a good time frame for it. Doesn't seem like there is. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is reference this right here, and right, our potential invalidation for this zone would be right here. Right, so that would be our invalidation. So two scenarios: one, we continue higher, we take this out, or we get a reaction off of here and continue lower, or we dip down and we continue higher. But as of now, I don't really have a bias. It's Tuesday. I really want to see what tomorrow happens, or what tomorrow does, because for all we know, this could just continue higher, and it could continue in leaving inefficiency behind, and we could realistically look at low, high retracement, take liquidity out, right? And then we see some sort of transition for a move to the downside, because as of now, we are technically still within a bullish range, even though it was a bit of a stretch with this deep retracement. Whatever happens within this area here, right? Obviously the next area of interest would be back up here, but then that is technically picking a high. This is also technically picking a high, but we would be taking out internal structure in order to reach this POI. So this would need, substantial new high plus a transition in order to justify, right, any move to the downside. So yeah, as of now, like we said, we were assuming either we were going to have a move into the upside, a retracement into the upside, and then give us the big drop, or we would come back and bounce from the POI that we had established. And as you can see, that's kind of what happened there. AUDUSD, this one's a bit weird. I think I recall, no, that wasn't anything there. But we were assuming that we were going to continue potentially higher. So the issue with this now is, because we were here and we solidified the range, we took that out, and then we had the continuation BOS, reversal BOS, which is now in alignment with high-low retracement. This is technically bearish, so realistically, just by looking at this, you should be aiming for, right, previous lows, especially with how much momentum is going, and that would kind of align with DXY continuing higher based on low-high retracement. So as of now, this one, you can argue that there is a POI here, any type of turbulence point there, but this one I'm probably going to stay away from, especially because we are still within swing structure into high, low, retracement, continuation BOS, solidification of the low. Here, retracement, I don't necessarily think there was anything we bounced off of. H4 wick maybe. But either way, that H4 wick reaction led into a BOS here, solidifying this high. So high, low retracement, and this should be looking at continuing much lower. So it looks like that might really paint the picture for the week. DXY is the only, EU, is the only other one that could potentially give us anything. As of now, you guys know that we still pointed this, we did point this POI out on Friday, and it's not necessarily invalid. It's just the issue is you do need a bullish transition here. So if you get any sort of transition here, then realistically that could solidify the low from a scalp perspective, and that could at least give you a decent move for the retracement. Because if you get a bounce here, then realistically you can also look for a counter bounce there just because of the swing structure. So as of now, this one I am going to see what happens right now, since we're pretty much approaching the POI right now. However, with the daily closing very bearish, like I said, it's going to be a bit tough. We're going to need some sort of decent reaction in order to efficiently look for any positions towards the upside. But as of now, it's really not looking good for that bearish bias that we talked about on Friday. But yeah, pretty much tomorrow should be a very big deciding factor, and we will see if we were going to continue higher. We're going to bounce. This coming down and then continuing higher does not seem as probable as meeting this POI or taking this POI out. So I guess that's what I'm kind of waiting for at the moment. So yeah, AU looks much more bearish than EU. EU does look pretty bearish if I'm being 100% honest. But like I said, you would need some sort of big transition here in order to justify your bullish scenarios. But yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys on Friday.